merciful God, you have blessed our nation with worldly strength, and we come today to strengthen our spiritual life. We come today to honor and remember those who gave all for the promise of democracy. We are grateful and humbled by all they laid at the altar of freedom. Comfort all who mourn them. Be with all who face the perils of war, and grant them courage and strength. May we give them worthy recognition. Amen.
You wave goodbye to home and family, faithfully standing on the wall, always ready at a moment's notice to give your life, your honor, and your all. Everything's the same, yet somehow different.
We're here today to remember those who have dedicated their lives to preserve our freedom. The dedication that has symbolized our country's greatness. And while we should never take our freedoms for granted, it's even more important in this time of war and conflict in the Middle East to remember those freedoms and why we continue and why we will always have to continue to fight for those freedoms.
Honored servants, safekeepers of the land and sea and air.
It's really very humbling for this former yeoman third class in the United States Naval Air Reserve to be speaking on this solemn occasion to such a distinguished gathering. And in that we are gathered here because of the sacrifice of so many, it's important that I acknowledge that we are here in the company, symbolically, of the family of American warriors from our nation's past and present. Those whose sacrifices we commemorate, those who have served, and those who are serving. Just as so many of you are here to honor the memory or the service of family members and friends, it's with great pride that I'm standing up today symbolically with my grandfather, United States Army from World War I, my father, United States Army, World War II, and my younger son, United States Army Reserve, who returned within the last year from service in Iraq. Because, as all of us who have served realize, the band of brothers and sisters, the United States Armed Forces, have stood and always will stand together as one to convey the meaning of service and convey the meaning of sacrifice in defense of liberty. In truth, this hallowed day of remembrance calls to all of us about family. The family that our nation represents, a bond dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. In the same way that so many have answered our nation's call of duty, I believe that we in the 21st century must do justice to the love of country evidenced by men and women in uniform throughout our history, and pay homage to those who have fallen by acting daily with our own sense of pride and purpose commensurate with the enormous gift of service and sacrifice made by so many for our benefit.
Safekeepers of the land, sea and air.